Hey everyone, it's Kylie from Kylie's Acrylic Art on YouTube. Now, last night I actually had success with my Chili art blooms, so I'm going to try and do a better video than what I've done because I've really been thinking about them a lot more. And for this particular bloom you need a certain recipe paint and you need to do it in a certain way. So first off you need your base paint. Now that's what we call a pillow paint, and you use a low sheen acrylic house paint for walls, and you put down a small amount. Now today I decided to use, in this particular video, a tile, and I find that these ones that I get are cheaper than what you would get from, say, Spotlight and that. Spotlight, the individual ones, I think they're around the $5 mark and up for this particular size tile. And this is a 20 by 20 centimeter, which is, in memory serves, an 8x8 inch. And what you do is you put your pillow paint, which is your house paint, low sheen, put it down. And then you have your colours, and tonight I might use, I'm going to use the Jo-sonas Blue Violet. It's quite a dark paint, but it comes up lovely. And you mix that with your pouring medium. You mix it 2 to 1, so 2 pouring medium to 1 paint, or 1 to 2, however you want to put it. Some particular paints are thicker than others. I find this Liquitex one, for example, is thicker than the Jo-sonas or the Deco Art. So sometimes I won't put as much pouring medium. So you just got to look at your paint and just, you can tell after a little bit if you got thicker paint and you need to do it 2 to 1. If it's your thinner paints, then I tend to do them 1 to 1. And your pouring medium is made up of low sheen house paint acrylic, water-based for walls in the neutral, and also polycrylic. I use the Cabot's clear acrylic that you get from Bunnings, and you also use Jo-sonas pouring medium. Sorry, not pouring medium, Jo-sonas gloss varnish. I'm getting ahead of myself. And what you do is you do 2 of your house paint neutral to 1 part of your polycrylic, which is the Cabot's clear, and 1 part Jo-sonas gloss varnish. So for example, say a 1 litre container, you would put 500 ml of your paint to 250 ml of your polycrylic and 250 ml of your Jo-sonas gloss varnish, and then you mix it all up, and this is what it will look like when it's mixed. And this is what you then add to your coloured paints, and then you use them on here. So I've picked out the Jo-sonas Blue Violet, and I think I might go with I might go with the Liquitex Basics bright aqua green. And I'll do 2 or 3. I'll do 3. I'll also do the Frenchville magenta. And then you put them down, and then on top of that you use what we call the cell activator, and that is Amsterdam titanium white. It must be Amsterdam titanium white, and you mix that with Floetrol, and that's all it is just Floetrol and paint. Now I've got this mixed 3 to 1, so I've got 1 part paint to 3 part Floetrol. Depending on how you're going to do it, like a blow or a swipe or whatever, you might want to mix it a bit different. So you can mix it 1 to 1, 2 to 1, 3 to 1. It just depends on your preference, really, when you get a feel for it, on how you like it. Alrighty, I think we'll get down to it so you can get a bit of an idea. Oh, I forgot. Also, I taped the back of my tile. You can use masking tape or that blue painter's tape that you can get from Bunnings. Here's mine here. And I stick that on the backs of my canvases or tiles, and it just stops that when you got paint on your hands and you're moving your tile, you're not dirtying up the back of this. But then in saying that, the backs usually get coated with something anyway, so maybe like self-adhesive cork on the back to make it into like a placemat or a centerpiece or a large coaster or whatever you might want. Some people use the little frames that you can get, and they stand these up on the little frames. I have got some smaller tiles as well, and I do have adhesive cork to go on them, but they are quite tiny, and I've found I can't find the bigger cork unless I buy a sheet, which is costing me around $8, and it will only do one of these tiles. So I'm going to have to figure out something to do with the backs of these tiles, but I'll quickly grab the other tile and show you the size difference. But I got in and I bought a heap of the self-adhesive cork off Amazon, and look at that. So you've still got all of this. I think this is a 4x4, this little one, so it's quite tiny in comparison to this one. Alrighty, so we have our pillar paint, we have our acrylic colour down, then we put a bit of our cell activator on the top, and then we blow. With this particular one, I'll blow. And then what you do is you gotta, I don't know if you can see the indentation there, so you gotta let the paint come back in, so you gotta let that sit for a little bit. So what I might do while that one's sitting is quickly grab some cups. Why didn't I think of this before? And now I'm knocking things down. Quickly grab some cups, and I will move it over here. I'll grab the other one, make sure it's got nothing on it, and I'll just quickly grab a tray quickly do another one, but in a slightly different thing. This one I'm going to do a swipe, but you use the same stuff, only you swipe it down. So you put down your pillow paint, which is your low sheen acrylic, water-based house paint for walls in white, and then I put some of my cell activator onto this like so, and I will use, I think, maybe I'll go with the Liquitex Basic Ultramarine Blue and the Deco Art Metallic. This is the Deco Art Americano range, Metallic Festive Green. And okay, back again. Kylie at Kylie's Acrylic Art. My video machine just died. It went ding ding, bam, no battery. So I'm going to try and cut the two videos together. If I can't, I'll have to upload one and then upload the other and put in the description that it's the second part. This is the second time it's done it to me now. I'm going to have to start just leaving it plugged in, I think, and it's a brand new machine. So back to what we were doing is the swipe, and the third colour I was going to go with is a Montmartre Pearl Yellow Mid, which is this one. And what you do is you put down colour, so we have our base paint down, and you put your colour down. So this is the Ultramarine Blue from Liquitex Basics. And then the Festive Green Metallic from Deco Art. And please ignore any ruckus that you may hear going on. My daughter's kitten is in a mood. And when he's in a mood, he just goes crazy. Runs around and tries to knock things over and terrorizes my poor pup, which is, I might admit, half his size. The kitten's 4 months old. I think my pup's 4, maybe 5 months, but he's a Chihuahua pup, so he's like half the size of the darn kitten. And then we will do the yellow, and you wouldn't believe it, because I finally got all my ingredients for the stuff in the pouring medium on Sunday. So I made it up Sunday night, all excited yesterday. It's like, yes, I can finally do it. I sat down, mixed up a heap of paints, and because I had 2 techniques in my head and I picked out the colours I was going to do for each technique, and because they're mixed different ways, and I'm getting in and I'm mixing them all up, and I might admit I've mixed 24 colours. Then when I got to the end and went to use them, I'm like, oh, the colours that I had picked out for the swipe, Dutch pour, I mixed up in the Sheerly Art Bloom style with the pouring medium, and the stuff I had picked out for the bloom I mixed with the Floetrol for the Dutch pour. And I'm like, my geez, I just can't win. So then I'm like, well, bugger it, I'll use the paints anyway because they're already mixed. It's just not the colours that I had originally picked. So I couldn't believe it. I just, yeah, but I was so excited, see, I wasn't thinking about what I was doing and mixed them up. So with this is just a, I think it might be a pie server that I got at Spotlight. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to put some of the cell activator on the bottom, like so, and then you put it on the top and you drag it down. Now some people wipe that off on a paper towel. I just put it on the side because you've got to get paint there anyway when you tilt it. So instead of sort of just wiping it off and then having to put more on anyway, I do it that way because you're going to tilt it off, so it doesn't matter. I just get a little bit more just for this bit here that I missed. Like so. Alrighty. Pop that out of the way. Now with this one you don't need to wait for your paints to come back in, so I'll finish him off before I cut back to the other one, and then it's just a matter of tilting it so you get the pattern or cells or lacing. I think in this case these are called lacings. This pretty pattern here into a position where you want them. And I was just putting a bit of paint on my edges here because if it's just a dry space, the paint tends to roll over on itself when you tilt it. So that just makes the paint flow over a little better. Trying not to lose all of my blue at the top. Take it off this corner. Alrighty, I think I will leave it there. Right, might just move it down a little bit and see if I can't get that corner. I just don't want to lose. Right, that'll do me. Now stretch it back. There we go. Now I will grab my other one and bring it over. Set this one down there. Quickly torch any bubbles in this. I don't think there would be any with it sitting so long. Alright. It still hasn't quite come back to the center properly, so we'll just tilt it a little bit, and that will help this bit just loosen up a little bit, so it will then tilt a bit better. Sorry, move a bit better with the whole piece. There we go. Alright, now this is all about tilting it to get the pattern or keep the sections you like. So, and the thing is, you don't have to have your whole tile covered in colour. You can have like negative spaces if you want. I'm going to put a bit more of my pillow paint here because it's rolling under, and I really would like that blue, that corner right there. Try and save it on the corner if I can. There's some beautiful cells and lacing popped up in this. Once I've got it on this side, I'll take it down this way a bit. I'm hoping that movie of my son's isn't coming through too badly on my on this video. He has to go and do stuff just when I'm wanting to record a video. Just bringing it all back down this way now to get this last bit here. And we're running out here. Take it off a little bit and then bring it back down into the center more. And there we go. And then what you do is you just go and check all your edges here, and what doesn't have paint, if it's got colour there, you try and match your colour and just finger pop it. If it's white, then try and grab a bit of white. So you can finger pop it, or you can get your white in your bottle. I just use what's dripped onto my silicone mat. For a big canvas I use my bottle because the edges are a lot thicker, so and that just makes your edges nice and uniformed. There we go. And also, when you finish your piece, guys, what you want to do is either grab a paddle pop stick or your finger and just run it under the edge of your piece, because as your paint drips down, if you don't do this and then come back out in half an hour or so and check it again, what you're doing is taking off the drips, which will, if you don't remove them, they will keep pulling your paint off your canvas. So you may have ended up with something stunning like that, but then in an hour or so you come back out, and because you haven't gotten rid of your drips, you have half your painting missing because it has literally just dripped all off the side. So there we have it, the finished piece. What do you guys think? Please let me know in the comments. And if you like it, feel free to hit the like button, and if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel. And also with your notification bell, you need to hit it twice, because otherwise you won't get notified of every time I upload a video. So you just hit it twice. And then this piece, and there we go. So I hope you guys liked that video, and I hope I can join the two of them together thanks to my machine running out of battery. So bye for now. Stay safe, try not to go insane, and most of all, have fun. It's all about having fun. Okay, bye guys.